Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome back to some 6 Siege, the board game unboxings. This is, of course, unboxings for the game based off Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. You can check out, in case you're wondering, that I have 4 parts to the base game. We did part 1 where we went over just an overview of what the game itself is. Then we have videos 2 and 3, which go over the rules. 2 videos is pretty extensive. It's not full exactly how to play, but I do go try and hit every single aspect of the rule and how the game is played. Then video 4 is we actually go through all the different operators. So yeah, video 4, I think maybe video, and it's just video 4 for that. So yeah, we're gonna hop into this. That way, if you guys, we're gonna start going through the different boxes. Each different year or expansion will be its own different video. But I'm just letting you know what the previous ones, which I'll link in the descriptions in case you want to head back and check out one of those first. So you see what the rules are, see what the core operators do, or the different gadgets. Because I'll try and explain them a little bit while I go through stuff in here, but I'm not going to deep dive too much into each of those. Alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and start this video. Alright, we're going to take a look at the Duel Runner Up box. This is technically expansion 6, but it's a little bit of a twist. So throughout the Kickstarter campaign, they had a bunch of alternate characters, which you've seen in every other box. What they had was, they put them up as like, would you like this character or this character? Had people vote. Whichever one won went in the box. There was 2 defenders in the core set. And then it was, I believe, couple more defenders in set 1 and 2, then an attacker, then 2 more defenders, and then the last set had 2 attackers. So kind of, they evened out-ish, but then they ended up releasing this during the Pledge Manager, which is the other bunch of characters. And I think it's because they designed all of them anyhow. They're like, you know what, we designed them, and since we only had to change, a little bit of stuff like the weapon range and that, they didn't have to redo all the abilities for all the characters. We may as well use them all. So that's what they did. So they released this extra box. So it's slightly different about these runner-up characters versus the alt skins versus the other ones is in this box, because if you end up buying it, you will also get all of the Overwatch tokens for each character. That's not all of them. There are 7 characters, and we only have 5. Unless I am missing a token sheet somewhere. I don't think I was. Yeah, so they didn't give us the tokens for all the characters, which is interesting. I just now... I know why. Because 2 of them are in the... So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, the 2 are in the base set. Sledge and Ash are in the base set, so they didn't... Since you have to have the base set to play this, they didn't re-give you their tokens. But then they have those for all the other ones. Plus they have the extra tokens and stuff. So what this is basically, if you picked up the base game and then you somehow picked up this Duel Runner box, you can still play as all these characters, is what they did. Alright. So they also have like a couple of the little tokens. We'll look at them. Then they did have ring bases for all the characters. So there are 4 for them, 3 for this. There's 1 for each character again. And then they do have the stickers for all of them as well. I did not put them on there because much like the all the other sets, you can't have both of them. And since I already have rings for all the other ones with all the names on them from all the other sets, I didn't want to have these as well. So I kept these extra, like just as backup for whatever else we need, or you can use them for the recruits, or however I'd like to use them. But yeah, they did make this so at least if you picked up this box set, you could play with these 7 characters along with everybody else. And being the fact there's only 2 of them are in there, that means there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 brand new characters that if you didn't have any of the other expansions, you would be able to have 5 brand new characters. Alright, so we're going to start off with Sledge here. And I'm not going to spend a ton of time going through all their abilities too much, because I'll read through them quick, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time, because we went through them in the other sets. But here's Sledge. He gets kind of like a Viking-y vibe. He's got the big old beard. A little bit more focus on his sledgehammerness. But yeah, we'll read through these quick, but we're not going to spend a lot of time. So, tactical breaching hammer. Cannot use his hammer while leaning. It's a deployable. It says perform a destroy action, orange destroy action in a targeted space. Then place your miniature on it. So just destroy something, move forward. Place your miniature. Then may perform a shoot or destroy action in one space adjacent to it. Basically, it says shoot, but it's supposed to be as a fact if he swung his hammer to destroy something, and then now he can destroy a second thing, or he can like hit you with his hammer. Is the idea. We do have his regular version. We're gonna look at these. Do a quick comparison. So his original destroy action has orange. His alternate only has yellow. We'll have to look at the different stats. He gains a little bit better stats for his further range in the alternate version versus he has a little bit less kind of in the other one. So just a little bit different, not too much. But that's what we have for that. Let's hop into our next one. I'm not gonna spend too much time on these because they're just alternates. Is we have Ash. So Ash is gonna get kind of more of like a casual, like hunting gear of the braided hair in the back. Some of these alternates I'd probably play as them versus the regular ones. Like I honestly think this looks pretty cool. He's holding the gun up there. So Ash has breaching rounds. Kind of neat. We have, I think they put a lot of the breaching characters in here. This is kind of neat. So line of sight, ignoring maximum one barricade. Perform a destroy orange action in targeted space and in space in the space orthogonally adjacent to it. So it's where Sledge can damage, destroy stuff too. She can also destroy stuff. Her regular version versus her alt, she lowers her run down to 2, gains less destroy, but she has a little bit more health. And then her stats is, you can kind of see just a little tweak there, nothing too major. So she gains a little bit better range, a little bit more dice in the farther range in her alt. Her middle stays the same. It kind of just flip-flops her around a little bit. Neat. We're going to jump into a defender, because I'm going through these by set. So those are the core set. This is year 1. We have Caveira. So she gets kind of a like Native American look. Little feathered bandana around her arm there. Her hair's down. Oh, yeah, kind of almost like this one a little bit more than the other one. It's like more of a casually type look, I guess. Not really. Less army. Alright, so she has questioning knife whenever Caveira eliminates an opposing operator. All remaining opposing operators receive a locator market and silent steps action from your upper floor area. Perform a shoot action, short range, light protection. Targeted a located operator in the opposing upper floor area. So it's one of the few characters that can actually attack someone while they're upstairs. But they have to be located. Should be interesting. You have to kind of play around with getting her to be able to do that. Alright, her previous ones. There's her previous one where she kind of has like a military scope and everything. Her regular stats stay the same there. Then her ability is up at the top there. She gains a yellow and instead of a red there. So she loses a little bit of range, but she gains 1 less die in mid-range, but she has some orange dice instead of yellow, definitely. And then same thing at the end. She gains some more orange. So she kind of goes more long range versus short range. Really cool. Alright. For year 2, we have Dobeki, or Dobakai. I'm not really sure how to pronounce some of these names. She gets a Fox Girl cosplay. Oh, Kinitsu. The tail is on there. It's definitely less practical. But yeah, really cool figure. She's holding up her gun though. Like the hair down over her eyes and stuff is really cool. Gotta be a fun paint job. She has logic bombs, so she can spend one for a wave. Target operator receives a locator, and vertical remove all locators tokens from operators in your squad or in the room containing the squad. So she'll help either target somebody ahead of time or remove yours, whichever one you kind of need. There's her other regular artwork, which she has her tablet and stuff. Alright, so she gains more run in her newer form. Gets her new brutal run on, I guess. Yeah, her stats are very different. They're a lot heavier dice. Look at no yellow, but she has less dice. Except for at close range. So it's kind of a trade-off, right? Do you want to roll 4 dice, but 2 are red, or do you want to roll 2 dice at 7 range, where only 1's a red? And the same in the middle. It's potentially 4 dice versus 3 dice. Yes, they're going to hit harder, but you get less dice. So it's kind of interesting on which one you choose. Alright, so that was year 2. Year 3, we have Maverick. So here's Maverick's alt card. Big giant sniper rifle there. So yeah, again, I think it kind of like some of these. They're supposed to be themed off of stuff. I think this is just a little bit more casual type, as I'm going to keep calling it. I'm sure it's something specific. He has the breaching torch. You have another third guy that's breaching for the attackers. If Maverick is in a space containing a section of light or fortified wall, cover the wall in a hold wall token. So we'll have those guys. Which still offer light protection, but you can be shot through. You can see through them. Of the matching size and perform a shoot action through it. So you have one guy that Sledge, which will destroy walls. We had Ash, which she let us destroy stuff from a distance. And then we have him, who can just create holes in walls for destroying stuff as well. So it's pretty cool. Alright, his stats. He loses some run, but gains a health, which isn't bad. And you kind of just see less dice, more range. Yeah, it becomes more of a sniper. And you see the difference in his outfits too. Less military, more like urban, or like not urban, I guess, but maybe like, yeah, ranger assault. Alright. Up next, we have Mazi. So this is from year 4. And this new Mazi. Come on. There he is. He's got like a flintlock type pistol in there. Interesting. He's got like an old, I would say blunderbusty looking gun. He's got a pirate sword. So he's supposed to be a pirate, I'm guessing. Based by, I was like, maybe he's a pirate, but yeah, he's got a pirate sword back there. Yeah, so this is definitely an interesting take on him. Like, I didn't give him like a straight up like pirate hat or anything. But yeah, he's got like a piratey look. I guess I didn't really catch that right from that picture. But now you can kind of see it. But he keeps the mask on because he has the mask on in the other one. So he has pests. This is actually kind of a neat ability, so it's very interesting. So he takes a charge cube from a drone slot in the attacker's tactical army and places on this charge for free. This is the only charge this gets. Whenever the attacker deploys a drone, place the spent charge on the free charge cube on Mazi's profile instead of putting it back in the box. So he gets to keep using drones after the opponents. Basically, he hacks their drones and gets to use them. And I said this in the video with him, as I said it's kind of neat because it's the only character that actually can kind of mess with another character's setup at the beginning of the game, because you're literally taking one of their resources away from them. One thing I didn't realize until I reread it now was that it says whenever he deploys a drone, I'm thinking like, oh, well, he's only just the 3 drones they normally do. But there's other characters or other operators that deploy drones. So as long as he keeps deploying and leaving one of his slots open, if they have another guy that has like 2 drones, he can get their drones as well. So he could potentially have 5 or 7 drones depending on how many of the attackers are deploying. So it's kind of cool. Alright, comparison, he has more run but less health. And then his stats, he kind of just, again, they usually just kind of flip-flop a bit. Gain some better dice in the closer, or in the worse dice actually in the closer he gets. He has worse dice all around, doesn't he? Because at short range he loses a red for a yellow. In long range he loses an orange for a yellow, and then mid range he loses a red for an orange and a yellow. So he's almost objectively worse, but that he has less health. I don't know. So maybe he's not, maybe you won't want to use him. But that one run, extra 3 run points might make the difference for you. Alright, and then from set 5, year 5, our last alt in this set, in this box, is going to be Melusi. Melusi? I'm never sure how to pronounce her name. She gets a cyber tech upgrade, which is pretty crazy. She's got like, cyborg stuff on her face. Big giant bulky backpack. Yeah, it's one of the ones I'm like, this looks really cool, like for the fact of a miniature, but then like the opposite of some of the other ones. Like I like some of the ones where they're less militaristic for their miniatures, and I might use those guys. Even like Sledge, where it's more Viking, I kind of like that, maybe potentially better than maybe like the original one. But like this one, I think almost is like too outside of the theme. Like go back to you with her fox outfit. I probably just take that because I think it's cuter. But I like her other one too, so I could probably go with either one of them. But this one might be like too out there, even for me. But she has the Sonic Banshee defenses, so she gets 2 of the little Sonic Banshee tokens, which have bulletproof, electronic, and yellow destruction rating. It says place up to 2 Banshees on 2 sections of a heavy wall. Opposing operator must spend 1 extra movement point whenever they enter a space in a room containing 1 or more Banshees. So that's a fun thing to also get, if you're just combining it just with the base set. To punish people for entering rooms. So we have a bunch of the attackers who are going to get stuff from this set, who are going to do breaching, and they're going to be able to break through walls quicker. That's kind of their goal with the 3 of them. Breach, and then like the logic one, removing the targeted. And then the defenders are going to kind of like, they're kind of interesting. You have one that's going to do damage to someone in the wall, one that's going to steal drones, and then one that was kind of like playing up the little character. So they kind of just made the defenders a little bit more like less just. I think like the core set had a lot of guys who were like set up, do this, set up, do this, set up, do this. So I think these guys, they try to pull away from that in case you kind of bought it. Kind of an interesting idea. I wonder how they decided what characters were getting alternate costumes, like if like talking with Ubisoft between all the different characters and operators, if they went through and they're like, well, okay, these guys don't have enough costumes in game already, so we want to make some anyhow, or if they gave option, like you can make one for anybody, and they just had some people draw some, or how they did that. It'd be kind of, I'm sure they may have talked about when they talked about during the contest. I don't remember, but it'd be interesting to see. All right, so let's look at her differences quick. She in her ult, she loses some run speed, but she does gain, and some destroy option, but she does gain a health point. In her close range, she loses some dice, but they're heavier. In her mid range, she gains an extra die, and her long range, she just loses a die. So, kind of, looks like she goes more close range than long range for that. That makes sense. Camouflage versus cyber. Sure, I guess makes sense there. Alright, so that was all of our different sets if you've been following along. There's one other alt character which we're not going to look at in this set, but we do have an alt 0 as well. And we'll pull that up in the next video when we go over. He's going to be added into the match video. So you guys can check that out. Otherwise, this was our last big box set. Hope you guys have been enjoying these videos. This one here, again, was, might be a little, if you're trying to pick these up, might be a little bit more expensive because this was only available during the Pledge Manager of the Kickstarter. And it wasn't announced very well during the campaign. So a lot of people missed it because they clicked all in at one point. They just said, that's it, I'm good for all in. And they didn't maybe check to see if there was additional stuff in the Pledge Manager that was separate. So this one might be a little bit more expensive for that. But the upside is it's all alt characters. So if you already own all the other sets or you picked up all the other ones, you don't have to worry about this. The downside being that you want everything, it's going to cost a bit more. Or if for some reason you pick this up, yes, it's going to get you 5 new characters that aren't in the base game, which is great, but that means, then you start picking up the other ones, you're going to end up getting doubles anyhow. But it's only 1 per box. It's not even that big of a deal anyway. Alright, so there we go. Hope to see you guys later. Bye.